Now presenting Mr. Mike Coyne, Governor's Hurricane Conference board member representing the National Weather Service.
Good afternoon, everyone. Our next award is the Tropical Meteorology Award. It's presented to an individual or organization that has made outstanding or substantial contributions to the advancement and knowledge, application, or understanding of the hurricane forecasting and warning process in the state of Florida. Since 2004, Mr. Mike Boylan has been educating people about trends, model runs, and everything else tropical weather related through his website. He does not forecast, but his dedication and contributions to the citizens of Florida and providing tropical weather information in layman's terms, helping to explain what the forecast trends mean and how to follow all the extensive maps, charts, and graphs located on his website, Mike's weather page, aka spaghettimodels.com. The 2021 Tropical Meteorology Award goes to Mike Boylan of Mike's weather page.
Just click on Mike's page, jump on the nation. Well, there'll always be some haters. They don't understand. Mike's got a friend and 100,000 more across the land. Well, if you want to know it first and you want to know it right and you want to have time to plan, Drunk Donkey Nation tells your friend, Mike, he's your man. And he's gonna tell you all about the wind and the rain. Gonna tell you if it's gonna be a storm or if it's gonna be a hurricane. Don't you worry about the news others try to hide. Click on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide. Yeah, here on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide.
All right, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Good morning. Sunday morning coming down. I woke up Sunday morning, put on my cleanest dirty shirt. Well, actually, no, I'm wearing Roy's Restaurant in Steenhatchee. If you're listening, family, I got your gift basket, and I really appreciate it. Actually, Emily was wearing the shirt yesterday. Roy's become kind of family to me as we've dealt with hurricanes up that way now, unfortunately twice. So anyway, I got my Roy shirt on. So it's not my cleanest dirty shirt, it's my newest cleanest shirt. I woke up Sunday morning and my head didn't hurt today. So I woke up Sunday morning, my head didn't hurt. I put on my cleanest new shirt. I could be a lyric writer, right? Good morning, everybody. It's Sunday morning. We usually don't do this on Sundays or Saturdays, but you know me, I love the weather. I love the tropics. I love keeping you all informed, and you know, that's what we do. And I've been doing it for 20 years now, and appreciate all the support and followers, and all the haters too. Even you, Dan. Appreciate you watching. We're going to talk about this Invest 91. Invest 92's out there. They designated overnight. That's in the Middle Atlantic. Don't worry about Invest 92. I'm going to show you why yet. But I will show you some models on that. But we're going to talk primarily on what's brewing down there in the lower Gulf. And we got folks in Texas. We got folks in Louisiana. Even Mississippi, Alabama could get some rain out of this thing. So we're not going to turn our back on it. It's a system that's developing, and it's tricky. It could be a hurricane. And, you know, hurricanes aren't good. And Beryl is a good reminder of just a Cat 1 and what it can do. And Debbie is a good reminder of a Cat 1 and what it can do. And Florence was a good reminder of a Cat 1 $24 billion later and what it can do. And this is the name that replaced Florence. Francine is the name to come. And it replaced Florence, which was a huge flooding disaster. This one doesn't appear to have that look, but you know, every storm's got a story. Every storm's got a a story, and we're going to talk about it. So anyway, good morning to you. By the way, I can't wait. I got this. I've got my non-skid spray. Okay, I had a toe injury the other day. My flip-flop gave out. There you go. See, you can see me through the hole of my flip-flop there. Tie strap and all. These have been through 4 major hurricanes. I don't know if they're going to make it another hurricane or not. So I'm going to try the non-skid spray for the bottom of my shoe. But I did go to Walmart yesterday because if I go to Louisiana at Storm Track, I got a new pair of shoes. I hated doing it, but you got to have a backup pair of flip-flops. So I went and did it. I went and got an extra pair of flip-flops at Walmart. They were $9. So they smell clean. They're boring. So Francine might break these in. I was hoping to make the whole season on my old flip-flops, but nope, ain't going to happen. Florence, I know, Wilmington, Jeff, I know that was a terrible storm. We were tracking that story, or storm, it was a story because we watched it. Florence was expected to recurve off of Africa, and it kept hitting high pressures, and it went through the middle part of the Atlantic, and it wasn't supposed to do what it did. Went to a Category 4. The biggest headlines were breaking Florence downgraded, and everybody was like whipping out their pom-poms because of the headlines, downgraded. But guess what? It didn't matter. And I hate it when the media makes big news about downgraded systems. God, it frustrates the heck out of me because Florence was $24 billion of damage because it was a lingering Category 1. But it was downgraded. Oh yeah, it wasn't the wind monster that the media loves to hype. All right, so I got some graphics up. I've been working all morning, as you know. We had a great dinner at Tiki Tavern last night. Posted a video over on X. Sarah was dancing for like an hour. There was a bunch of women out there dancing. She was dancing, man. She had so much fun dancing last night. Met some folks there, too. So if you were there and I met you, we had a great time. But I was up bright and early doing what I love, tropics. All right, so here's the tropics map. We're going to get into it here in a minute. Good morning, Miss Linda. Good morning. No, Nicole. Yeah, hey, I forgot. He's on my lap. I forgot about Hunter. He's sitting there patiently waiting. He's like, Dad, pick me up. He was patiently waiting. Like these dogs know the drill. They fight over who's going to get on my lap. They literally get jealous of each other. Who I pick. Well, today's Hunter. Anita, yeah, this is a little Hunter. He's doing really good. He used to snore so bad I used to have to put him in the bedroom because he made so much noise and it would frustrate me when I was trying to do our little show. But he's gotten a whole lot better, so he doesn't snore quite as much anymore. Let's put his name tag so you can read it. Hunter. There you go, Hunter. Football today too, by the way. Any Bucs fans out there? Ho, Rhiannon. Is that how I say it? Shannon, is it Rhiannon? Well, anyway, hello from Port St. Lucie. I'm bad with names. You heard him though, right, Stephanie? Good morning, Kelly from Jax. Morning, Brian from South Carolina. Is it cool up in South Carolina? Y'all get the cold front right now. And by the way, Hunter's making weird vibrations on the lower half. You know what that means right now. He's happy. Go Bucks, Stacy Dunn. What's up, Miss Becky? Chelsea, yep. What's up, Brandy? We'll taxidermy the flip-flops. Yeah, I always get excited when it's the first week of football. I don't know. I grew up with a Bucko Bruce bike back in the day. Remember the orange? I remember the big sombrero. I had a business over in Tampa that you could hear the crowds on Sunday. It was so awesome. You could hear the crowds, man. It was so cool. Actually, because of tape delay on TV, you could hear the crowd you'd hear the crowd and then you'd see the play. It was the weirdest thing ever because it was about a 10-second, 20-second delay back, as TV is. So I would hear the crowd, you'd hear the roar, and you knew something good happened. 61, Dallas-Fort Worth. Yeah, Bobby, Bobby, you guys go from like 120, now you're at 60 degrees, right? It was a record heat like 2 weeks ago. Becky, my dad's a big Pittsburgh fan. He's going to watch them today. He grew up, obviously, with Bradshaw. Morning, Mr. Ed. Let's see. What's over YouTube cooking, man? What's up, Christina Parker, Houston? Yep. Watching close. Roxy watching close. Corey got some rain coming. This isn't looking too bad. What's up, Mr. Reed, Tennessee? 51 in Tennessee. Oh, my goodness. That's awesome. NASCAR playoffs, Andrew. I agree. I'm going to be watching NASCAR, too. Soppy Choppy. Where the heck is Sop Choppy, Florida? Is that a real town, Gina? Is Sop Choppy a real town? 49 in Montana. Dothan. What's up, Amy? I'll be heading to Talladega soon. Yay. No storms during Talladega, I hope. I do not want to cancel that trip. I'm not going to cancel that trip. I have to put my foot down eventually and stop canceling things. Anyway, we're going to talk weather. What do you think, Hunter? I'll put you down, buddy. Put you down, okay? He's a little guy. He's so cute. He's just a daddy's boy. Look at this guy. He's just so cute. He's a good boy. I know. It's like, who are you talking to, Dad? Who are those people? Who are those people? All right. All right, so let's talk about it. So we got a little... Oh, God, I just landed him on my spray can. Poor guy. All right. Well, here's the tropics map. We got two systems out here. One's Invest 92, the middle one. We got another system brewing. I got to show you some models on 92. Not worried about it yet. Obviously, the islands will be watching this one close, the Virgin Islands, especially northern part of the Lesser Antilles. But it looks like it could curve, maybe Bermuda. But I see a lot of people saying that's the one I'm worried about. Well, there's nothing yet to worry about it yet. So we're not going to get too hyped up about any of these spots yet. The red one's obviously the one we're going to talk a lot about. It's Invest 91. It's up to 90% chance this hatched area is anywhere that it could develop, okay? That is the development area. That is not the track. It's anywhere that they think it could develop now. It's got closed low. It actually could be any second. It looks like it's got a low pressure center already. So it could, and the hurricane hunters are flying in today. They're going to be flying in today. Here's more on it. It's 90%. What it says is this: showers, thunderstorms have increased. There's a lot of juice down there. I'm going to show you. It's going to drift northward, northwestward. Environment's conductive for development. Low shear. We've been talking a lot about that. And watches could be required for Western Gulf Coast later today. So we might start to see watches later today, which will be everybody's phones going off at once. Everybody's going to be partying, watching football, and then everybody's phones go off. You are in a tropical storm watch. All right, so 90%. That just means it could be developed any minute now. All right, winds. What does the heck the winds look like? Well, here you go. This is it. This is everything in a nutshell right here. Let's look at the 850. All right. Ooh, my nose itches. Barrel. Christina, I know, right? Barrel seems like yesterday. Oh, Sop Choppy is South Tallahassee. Melly. You got two people from Sop Choppy. Are you kidding me? Oh, my God. There's no way two people are from Sop Choppy, Florida, because I've never even heard of the place. And we got Gina and Melly and Britt Clark. Everybody knows about what is up. Is the whole town of Sop Choppy watching us? All four of you. All right, Monticello. I know where that's at, Diane. Beautiful little city. I love driving around the courthouse there. Sop Choppy. Sop Choppy. I love the name Sop Choppy. I'm a Floridian. I'm a native. There's nothing that makes me chuckle more than when I post weather about Florida and they're like, "Oh, you must be new." Like, no, I'm a native. All right, so here's what we got. All right, so this is old. So we had something called Invest 91 or Invest 90, and it's being absorbed now down into 91. So we did have 90 a couple days ago, if you're wondering, and now this is 91. 91's its own little entity. 91 is the one we've been watching for a long time. 91 was expected to develop, but it never did, and now it is. It took a little while to get away from that wind shear, and it never had any spin. Now it's got spin thanks to the Yucatan. The Yucatan created the spinach that it needed to get going. But 91 is absorbing 90, and it's this little guy. So it's got clear spin right now in the lower BOC. We talked about it a lot yesterday. It's fascinating, but the winds that come across the Caribbean create that, and then we get strong winds out of Mexico around the BOC that create that, and we basically get a top. And there she is. That's our low. Now, we can have this thing, it could happen today. I mean, it's got low pressure spin, so that's what it looks like. It doesn't have any 500 millibar spin, but the Hurricane Hunters will be out there later this afternoon, and it might be trying. So we'll see what it does. It's sloppy, yes. Here's the satellite imagery. Now, all this is updated on my app. I have an app. Don't go crashing it now, but I do have an Invest 91 and an Invest 92 section. And if you click on Invest 91, you get all kinds of easy to read graphics and spaghetti models and stuff. So all these satellites are on here if you're curious. Like there's the Rainbow satellite for 91. Really easy to operate, but it's all updated. But this is these are floaters. These are our satellites that are pointing right at Invest 91, and you can see the black cloud tops are bubbling convection. This system yesterday, I showed it a lot, but yesterday the system had, I got 3 things to drink here. I got water, coffee, and Red Bull. A lot of convection. Convection means moisture. Convection means lowering pressures, and basically it's trying to get organized. You need bubbling convection to lower pressures, and the pressures were down yesterday, so it already had a head start thanks to that frontal line and Invest 90. Got a little bit of spin showing, a little bit. Here's a bigger, wider shot. This is our old lingering front that's been freaking forever. I think it's the longest front I've ever seen linger ever. It's absolutely been the story for over a week now. Yeah, so listen, Texas, you guys are getting really confused here because you got a frontal line that just came through, and it's beautiful, right? No clouds, blue sky, feels like fall, but guess what? This is all heading up your way. So it's a temporary hiatus from the tropics. But anyway, here's what we got. A lot of moisture down there. This frontal line will be feeding moisture into our system. As our system organizes, this will actually help feed it a little bit and bring in, more fuel. So there you go, that. Real quick on 92, then we're going to talk about all the models. So here's the latest on Invest 92. These are tropicaltidbits.com modeling. You can see where the Lesser Antilles, northern part of the island, should be watching this thing, but a majority of them to the north. Down the road, look, most of your ensembles here on GFS or Euro are showing this, a curve. Now, obviously, yes, it could change. But for those that say they're worried, there's nothing showing to be worried. You can't be worried about a makeup scenario that isn't even on the radar yet. So far, because of this lingering frontal line and this pattern that we're in, it appears this could turn, and it could turn east of Bermuda. So it might be nothing for nobody. But we'll watch it. That's Invest 92. So that's all I'm going to say about that. That's all. What did Forrest say? That's all I'm going to say about that. Now we're going to talk about this, right? All right, so I posted these this morning. These are your latest models. I like to support Levi's, so we put Levi's models out there. I hope you all support them too. TropicalTidbits.com. These are, Christina says, fake fall. Yeah, it is fake fall. Christina wants to know models come to New Orleans. Well, sort of. Getting close that way. Remember, you're going to be on the east side, the rough side. Red Bull, I know, Morgan. What's up, Miss Morgan? Tropical Troubles. What's up, Miss Megan? Good to see you guys. Hey, what's up, big dog? Big Greg. Good morning. Nice chatting with Mr. Greg Montgomery yesterday. Greg, the big man at Furman. Furman is the fireman without the E. And Greg has his own army. He's got like 10 kids or 9 kids. 9 kids. And I wish they could stay little longer too, right? Trust me, don't blink. I got a picture on the wall of our girls. Both were at the Rays games when they were both 2. Now Emily's 18. So 16 years we've been going to the Rays games since she was 2 years old. All right, so these are the latest models. This is just kind of giving you the idea that like 91 could do anything. The most aggressive model is a GFS, showing a Cat 2 in the middle part of the New Orleans there, on the bottom left here. 970 is Cat 2 range. AI Euro has been really consistent. It's showing 989. That's a strong Cat 1. Icon 988. That could be a Cat 1. The Euro operational run's been all over the place. It's the outlier again. Now the operational high-res models aren't showing much aggressiveness either, so I still think it's not a guarantee that this thing's a hurricane, but that possibility is there. And I always like to tell people, here are your possibilities. Like, I don't make it up. I don't show 8 models that are saying a tropical storm and say, oh, it's going to be a hurricane. I say it could be a hurricane when there's models that say it could be a hurricane. And there's a little common sense that goes along with it too. It's got several days over water. Today's Sunday. It's got Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 4 days. Systems don't need more than 2 days to get organized. So we got to watch it close. And that's part of the reason I'm saying it's got circulation now. It never had circulation in the Caribbean. So even though the models failed us and failed me and you know, lost some hair, the system never had a circulation. So the models were guessing that it was going to get a circulation. Well, it never did. The ITCZ intertropic subvergence zone border we talk about never had any sort of strong signature in the last several weeks. And that's what it takes to get these things spinning like a top. So it just drove along as a tropical wave. It never had anything to help it get spinning. Well, now it's spinning, so it's different. We got a seed. We got lower level winds trying to develop. So anyway, so anywhere from, you know, tropical storm to hurricane. It's just the way it goes. I mean, we got and here's the timestamps. Wednesday, 8 a.m. So if you're new to hurricanes, this one especially, we're going to have a cold front that's been lingering up there to the north part. So that means we're going to have some wind shear. Some of the models are showing a weakening a little bit. Greg, you and I talked about this yesterday, but it could be weakening a little bit because there is going to be a cold front to the north and wind shear. So what that means is it's going to push a lot of the upper level winds and convection off to the east. So you focus on the center, you focus on the landfall, but you also focus on the east side because that's kind of where the juice goes. Another thing you need to focus on is the fact that even though, like Icon, Wednesday, 8 p.m., you start feeling the effects 12 hours ahead of time. So if we get a landfall with the Icon close to Wednesday, 8 a.m., well, that's a little off the coast still, but Wednesday, you'll start feeling it Tuesday night. That's why the NHC, National Hurricane Center, is saying we might see watches today because 48 hours, the National Hurricane Center issues watches, okay? Warnings are issued 36 hours out. So 48 hours out from today would be Tuesday night. If the Icon is correct, the Euro is correct, we're going to see tropical storm watches probably for the middle part of Texas northward later today. Because that could mean by Tuesday night you can start to feel the effects, even though the center is still off the coast. So there you go. We'll see. We'll track trends. You know, that's the latest 5 models there. Spaghetti models just came out, 12Zs. Here's what you got. These are on tropicaltidbits.com. I linked them, obviously. It goes to his site. He's got great satellite imagery, too, and ensembles and all that good stuff. But there you go. That's the latest. A little bit of wiggle to the west and a little bit of wobble back to the east. And it's been consistent. There's a strong high-pressure ridge here that's driving it. It's not that strong yet, so it's going to linger 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours. All right, so what's important here is this. It's only going to be here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. All right, those are your timestamps, 72, 48, 24. So it's not going to move fast. The steering currents aren't that strong. We have high pressure blocking here. We got high pressure to the west. all along, even last week when we were tracking this thing, none of the ensembles had it going towards Mexico. The Canadian was the outlier, thus it was wrong. And everything showed these steering currents with a gap. There's a gap. And if you go to the old school Sims model here from University of UW-Madison, you can never go wrong looking at these old school maps, okay? And here's our system here, and there is a gap. We have high pressure here, we have high pressure here, and that is as simple how it works. And that is exactly where it's going, okay? We got a little bit of push to the west from a stronger high, and then we have a little bit of push back because of this frontal line it's going to meet up with later in the week. So there's high confidence on that. So there's that. Models are pretty consistent. Intensity models, a couple of them are getting close to hurricane range. As you know, if you've been following me for years, these things are right half the time. It seems like, ooh, national news. What's this one? TV Times. Oh, cool. Anyway, I just got a message from I get a special tone when Phil emails me. I don't read my emails. So if you ever send me email and I don't answer back, blame Phil. No, we get a lot of email. Don't blame Phil. We get a lot of email. Oh my God. And I can't answer them all. Sometimes I miss them. But anyway. So, all right. So there you go. So these sometimes are wrong. Sometimes they're right. The good news is these are not showing a hurricane, but we know how the Gulf can be tricky. So I'm cautiously going against these a little bit because we all know what the Gulf could do. And the Gulf's hot. I'm going to show you some temperatures. A lot of rumors out there that the Gulf's cold. I don't know where people are getting that from. It's not cold. It's hot. Hotter than normal. A lot of rain, Lake Charles, Jake. Yeah, see, not going to take a lot of rain to be big problems. This lingering front has saturated the grounds, okay, on the upper Gulf Coast. I know where we live in Oldsmar. Holy crap. Like, I can't even walk in the grass. It's like the ground has become water. I mean, I can't even walk in our own grass. It's so wet. So it doesn't take a lot to flood. About ready to switch over to coffee cup. Where's it heading? Susie, are you not watching? Listen. You guys asked questions I already answered. The time it took you to type that, I probably answered it. It's going north. How about that? There's Loop Eddies, Caddy. Yes, 100%. 3 days over water. I'm telling you, man, this is where it's tricky. It's sloppy now. There's a lot of wind shear from that old frontal line, but it's going to have a window here Tuesday, of light wind shear. So we got to watch these trends, okay? Here's some ensemble plots. These are on Weather Nerds. This pretty much just makes it even more clear. These are all the 31 members of the GFS, and you can pretty much see there's, some storms we've seen a fanning out like Texas to Florida, right? This is pretty high confidence, okay? Pretty high confidence. And then the Euro ensembles here, all right? So high confidence where it's going. Remember, if there is wind shear, the rain will be center to the east. So you don't focus on the center line as much as the effects that you might see to the east of this a little bit. All right. Hazards map showing you the heavy rain, 9-9, 9-10 up first, and then 9-10, 9-12 all the way to the Florida Panhandle. What does that mean? Well, it means it's a sheared tropical system, and you're going to get a lot of rains all the way through the week here. So that, and it's going to rain in Alaska. Alaska has nothing to do with 91. I will guarantee it's not the same. Maybe a little bit. Why do I have this up? Oh, this is up. Well, I showed this earlier. Same thing. I posted earlier today. I post a lot, but this is basically showing you the convection, a lot of juice, and our low pressure trying to get set up. All right, so let's look at all the models. Let Let me show you the conditions ahead real quick. I like doing this. All right, so shear tendency maps. This is kind of where we're at. It's very hard to see. A lot of wind shear currently. So the Gulf is not friendly right now. There's a lot of wind shear. Wind shear is negative for tropical systems. So there's a lot of wind shear. Upper level winds are not favorable for much development currently. The long range looking, let's look at the water temperatures. There's rumors going around that the water temps are cold, but that's not true. So let's look at that. Let me show you what's going on. Water temps are very hot right now. This is your anomaly map, first off. These are your 30-year anomaly maps. Basically showing you that the Gulf's hotter than normal for the last 30 years. So that's a given. The Gulf's 2 to 3 degrees, 4 degrees, 5 degrees above normal right now currently. We go to sea surface temperatures and look at what's cooking out there, literally cooking. Look at that water temperature. Holy crap, man. 88 degrees, 88, 88, 88.3, 88.4, 88.5. So the water's hot, obviously. So there's another map here we use a lot. This is Brian McNulty's website. This is a gentleman out of Miami. What's up, Brian? If you're watching, we got to meet one day. I like you. I like his weather on X. He's an X guy. This is your heat potential map. This is showing you the water temps below the surface, and they are the hottest they've been since at least 13. That's way up there. So water temps are just one piece of the puzzle, but the water's hot. So I don't know where the rumors are out that the waters are cold. They're not. Even though we've had a lot of rain, the water temp's still very hot, especially below the surface. We have things called loop currents and loop eddies. There's a loop eddy out there. Loop eddies are fascinating. They're underground water currents that show that help fuel systems. There's a loop eddy currently right here. That'll help fuel the system. This is hot water. There's a little bit, it'll tap into this one a little bit as our system goes to the north. It'll actually feed off of this. So this will add fuel to the rains that are going to be coming to the east of our system. This is going to help fuel the spin as it approaches. So these are underground rivers of warm water that break off. They drift 1 mile an hour a day, usually around. They are thousands of feet deep, and they're warm. They're warm. Warmer than, they're not sea surface. This is water below the surface. So these have been proven to help, fuel tropical systems in the past. So that's just another thing. But let's look at the models. I'm going to look at all the latest. So let's look at that Hurricane one. So the only thing that's preventing me from really believing this thing could be a guaranteed hurricane are the H-Wharf and all the high intensity models, because these are the ones that are usually pretty correct. So those that are thinking that I'm a wish caster, I try to be as neutral as possible, even though you see it one way and don't see it the other way. But here's your H-Wharf. It's not showing anything. I mean, it's really bad. It's not showing it. 1,011 millibar on Friday. So it's really not doing a good job, because it's not even organizing our system, and it's going to be at least something. So we'll see. But the H-Wharf is showing nothing, which is crazy. So usually the H-Wharf is pretty aggressive, but it ain't showing anything. So that could happen. I'm just laying it out there. It could be a nothing burger. It might be nothing, but that's kind of what it's saying. I mean, obviously rains. It's not even showing what. I mean, it's completely had a big. Must have went out to Tiki Tavern last night and had a few too many shots. But anyway, there's that one. Let's look at the H-Mon. There's another high intensity tropics model. It is showing basically nothing. 1,002, 998. That's a tropical storm. But there's your state line. Very sloppy. Hey, so good news, right? It could be. I mean, there's coastal rains, middle Texas. Another model that's kind of like confused. So, H-halves A is showing a 9 little more developed, 989, 984. Now this would obviously be a Hurricane Haas A, showing a 982 pressure. What the heck? My phone's dinging. My computer's dinging. What the hell's going on here? Ding, 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 ding. So that's a little more stronger. This would be Wednesday afternoon. We'll start seeing, strong winds approach the coast. So there's one model showing a little stronger. There's your Texas, Louisiana state line. And then the other high resolution model we got is Haas B, and it's showing 988 and weakening, which makes sense. 988 though, really close to Galveston here. So, be cautious on these right now. I have a feeling. I don't know. There's your heavy rain. Obviously, a sheared system. Very, very clear what we could be looking at. Obviously, almost nothing on the east or west side. A lot of juice on the east side. And what this is showing is very, very common. Tropical feeder bands can be sneaky. We could have tornadoes. We saw 200 plus tornadoes with Barrow. We saw 120 tornado warnings with Debbie. And we could see these feeder bands, rolling in here Thursday on this model. So remember, feeder bands off the Gulf, regardless, will be strong and could bring weather all the way to the Florida Panhandle, honestly. So Dan, don't forget to let your locals know that you might be getting effects from Francine. All right, other models. The latest these are tropical tidbits, by the way, obviously. Latest GFS, oh God, it went even lower. 971. Oh, I think I showed it earlier. That's pretty strong. Let me back out of this here. I like the bigger ones. Let's go back here to regular size. And let's go to southeast. All right. Here's kind of what it might look like. Latest GFS is probably the most aggressive. The only reason I point it out is GFS has not failed this year. A couple years ago, I would have laughed about the model, but believe it or not, GFS has done very good this year. So we have to take it seriously as a potential. It's showing 971. Again, there's your old frontal line. There's a lot of juice heading over all the way to Florida. This would be Wednesday night, and there's 976. That's pretty strong. And it's going to go inland, obviously. Your effects inland, don't forget, are always forgotten. There's your tail of our system falling in behind, even though our center's there. Action to the east. This is Thursday, so definitely a real scenario, possibility as our system goes north and brings effects into Mississippi there in Alabama. Last night's 00Z run on the GFS showed almost the same, very surprisingly here. More into New Orleans a little bit as a strong little system here at 975, so that's pretty strong. Gotta realize that's a possibility. That's Thursday morning. All right, other models. Icon is probably one of the best here, picking this thing up early. It's showing 988 right here on approach. You start to feel the rains as early as Tuesday. There's your heavy rains Wednesday morning, 983. That's a hurricane. And there's our system approaching inland effects. Pretty strong, 988. Remember, that's a pretty tight pressure gradient. So you'll still get big winds inland. You'll still get tornado warnings. You'll get heavy rain. That's a lot of rain right here on the icon. A lot of rain. And you can see the tail ends here even pushing towards Mississippi, Alabama. I did mention Mississippi, by the way. Years ago, I would always forget Mississippi. And somebody brought up a point. Everybody forgets Mississippi. And now I don't forget Mississippi. Ever. Even though I can't spell it. You got like 6 S's in Mississippi. Like MISSISSISIPPEE or something. Alexa, how do you spell Mississippi?
Mississippi is spelled
Oh. EI. There's an I at the end? She said EI. Did you hear her say EI? My Alexa said EI at the end. Or maybe she said P. I don't know. Everybody's Alexa's woke up now. I can see the programmers at Alexa right now. They're like, we just got a weird query at Sunday at 10 a.m. to how to spell Mississippi. Thousands of Alexas across the world have just said how to spell Mississippi. Somebody at Google right now is saying, why did we get 1,000 requests to spell Mississippi at one time? PI. I got PI. Magnum PI. Anyway, all right, there's the icon. It's been consistent. Let's look at the 00Z icon. It was showing 988. See, it showed a little weaker. You know, it is. Most of these are weaker a little bit, but then 992. You know, the problem is it's the winds, yes, but this is going to have a lot of rain too. It's got a lot of moisture to feed off of with this. You know, look at this. We talk about precipitable water all the time. Precipitable water map here just shows you tons of moisture out there. This is moisture in the atmosphere. That is just crazy fuel. And what you're seeing here is this. You're seeing the moisture getting pulled down into 91 here, and that front is actually going to fuel the moisture, and that is a lot of moisture. So we have a lot of moisture. Eventually there's going to be dry air on the backside of this thing, and it's going to get pulled into it. Maybe. The problem is you never know the tropical systems. If they become their own little bubble, they will fend off. Is that a word? Fend off. They'll rebel. They'll make a force field. But anyway, if the dry air penetrates, then it will help weaken it. But you just don't know how organized it'll be, you know, as it goes north. So, you know, fronts fuel systems, and they pull in this moisture down into the core. And we have a lot of moisture. And you can see this here on the Bay News 9 map here. Blue is not even moist, okay? It's very moist, okay? Let's all say it together. Moist. It's very moist, all right? So lots of moisture in that Gulf of Mexico. So that means rain to come. All right, other models. Let's take a look here at Canadian. It's come around. Every system has an outlier. The Canadian was the outlier for this one. It was the only one going into Mexico, so we didn't believe it. But it's showing a 992 system. Decent, you know, decent. Typically, if you're wondering about pressures, I have an old school Saffir-Simpson scale graphic over here somewhere. If you want to look at it, they don't use pressure anymore for identifying hurricanes, but typically in the good old days, 980 to 994 was the range of a Cat 1. So every storm's a little different, but you know, 994 could be a hurricane, if you're wondering. Do y'all remember the Wheel of Progress? I love that Wheel of Progress thing. I kind of miss it. That was kind of fun. I remember doing that. I think it's coffee time. If it's still got any heat left to it. As I haven't cleaned the Louis cup, so we're drinking the Princess cup today. Rain maps are tricky, James Long, because it all depends on, you know, how strong. Let's look at all the rain maps here in a second. But hey, Shelly, is Mike Soul in here? Mike Soul? Is Mike Soul? Raise your hand, Mike Soul. I will. I believe Devontae. I think I am traveling. Yes. I don't know how long it is to drive, but my truck is extremely jealous of me right now because I've been renting cars. So I don't know what I'm going to do. It'd be a whole lot easier not to drive, but I do love my truck. I wish I could just ship my truck. Oh, let's see. How long is it to drive to New Orleans? Because that would be the first stop. Here we go. Drum roll. Why is this thing not showing? What the hell's going on here? They've changed directions. Yeah, I got directions. I know that. But it won't show me time. What the hell's going on here? I got printed. Oh, here we go. All right. Here we go. Drum roll. Why is my damn thing? 9 hours. Oh, my God. Oh. 9 hours. Oh, God. That means I could leave at noon and be there at 9. Where would I go? Man, Lake Arthur or Lake Charles, man, you guys have been dealing with hurricanes a lot. I do have some good buddies. Hey, are my friends? Who's the crew from Cameron? Are you watching the Cameron Emergency Management buddy of mine that I keep meeting up? Cameron and Creola. They got that bridge fixed yet? There's a bridge that crossed Cameron. I don't know if it's there anymore. I think it's a ferry. I think there's a ferry, right? It's 27, and then a little ferry bridge or something. Cameron. Me and Phil drove up on that little road 27, man. The water was crashing. 82, actually. The water was like coming on. It was scary. Then we went north on 27, and the power lines were going sideways, and we're like, we got to get out of here, man. That was during Delta. We're like, we got to get out. There's only one way out. I felt like I was singing Allman Brothers, man. There's one way out. Literally, because we knew that the road was probably underwater on Holly Beach there. A lot of homes were beat up. I remember driving by Holly Beach and seeing all the damage. That was from Laura. And then we drove there for Delta. And then we rode it out. Where did we ride it out? I can't remember the storm. We rode it out. A place called, I remember Jennings. That's when I got pulled over by the cops in the middle of the night for trespassing during curfew. The road down to Lake Arthur was closed. Gaydon is where we rode it out. I remember meeting the sheriff there in his big red Dodge truck. Remember that, Gaydon? That was the incident that the power lines all crashed down right in front of me. So anyway. Why New Orleans? Well, because it was the easiest thing to type up. Chris, you won't fly C-17? Yeah. Hey, the Hurricane Hunters could just take the truck for me, right? Gaydon. That's where I was at, Hannah. Yep. Gaydon. But yeah. I got my Starlink mounted. It's working. Working good. All right. So the Canadian was the outlier. See, now we're right back on track again. I get sidetracked a lot. Canadian's back on the same thinking as everybody else, a little more to the west, but it'll adjust. This is what models do when they're stubborn. It doesn't want to admit it was wrong, so it takes baby steps to adjust to everybody else. And that's pretty much it I want to show on this. Now, the Euro AI has been pretty consistent on this system, which is really, I don't mean good as far as good for the storm. I mean it's good that the model is becoming better. It's supposed to learn AI, right? Everything's AI. Well, anyway, Euro's got an AI model. It's more of a, we'll see. Euro AI. I didn't know what AI was last year. When Levi announced that he was adding it, and I was like, what does that mean? I didn't even know what the heck AI was other than that movie with Will Smith. But anyway, it's showing a 980. Is that 980? That's pretty low. I don't know if it's 88 or 80. It's like an 80. That's pretty low. That would be a hurricane. 989. Okay, so that would still be a hurricane, but not as strong as. But anyway, there you go. There's the AI. And let's look at the last couple runs of the AI, and then we're going to look at the UK and the KMA. The 18Z, about the same. Here you go. This is 991. That would be a possible hurricane. A lot of models showing a hurricane. I mean, so yeah, somebody got on my ass last night again because I said it could be a hurricane, but the models are saying it could be a hurricane. Julie, your dog ate up one of your things here. Julie's a big scrapbooker now. She used to do it. Let me show you what she bought. She bought a little stamp for a truck. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Look at that. A neato. See? Little stamp. Any ladies out there to scrapbook? She's going to a scrapbooking thing next week at a hotel. They pay like $200 to sit in a room and scrapbook. Man, that sounds like a hell of a business opportunity. But there's a little truck. That's me storm chasing. Storm documenting. Well, it hit Houston. Kaylee. It is nothing right now, but it could head that way before Thursday, yes. Shelly's, oh, okay. Brandy, yeah. So anyway, all right, we're going to talk about a few models. Hey, a couple things coming up. Obviously, our Daily Brew, good friends of ours, ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. We're doing, we got a beer coming out, Spaghetti Model IPA. If you haven't seen it yet, it's awesome looking. It's a West Coast IPA. It's going to be around 8%. I wanted to go big, so we got Cat 5 level IPA. It's going to be tropical. Oh my God, it's going to taste so good. So September 21st is the official release party at Tampa Bay Brewing Company. It's open to everybody. Look for that online, Tampa Bay Brewing Company. The 28th, we're going to have one at Dunedin House of Beer. And then on ABC is doing one in Winter Garden, October 9th. So anybody in Florida, Middle Florida, come see me, please. 5 to 7 p.m. at ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. And then we're doing one at Cocoa Beach, October 10th. Party, free sampling. And you'll be able to buy it. So that's some fun stuff coming up. So, Greg, and that's what they do, man. They do it, man. I love it. Scrapbooking. I think it's awesome. Hey, man, we all need hobbies. Mine's weather. Looking for rain amounts. Well, Jennifer, it's coming. It's not 200. It's a little less. All right, let's take a look here at a couple more models, and we'll look at some rainfall totals. Let's look at rainfall totals since I'm kind of going every which way loose here. Here's the big map. Let me close this out. This is the official map. These start out slow sometimes. These don't show you isolated totals. And the problem in tropical systems is you get rain training. And we saw that with Debbie. So this is a generalization of where the rain's expected to fall. We'll look at isolated amounts here next, but that kind of gives you the idea where it's going. That big push up into the Mississippi Valley there, northward, obviously. So the big stuff here showing offshore, but I've seen a lot of models showing 10 inches plus. So let's look at the latest. Like I said, Texas, y'all are being teased right now because you got flooding rains coming. I feel bad for you. You're getting like the biggest flip-flopping ever, right? You're dealing with unbelievably awesome skies right now. Look at this right now. Look at Texas right now. They just dealt with rains and heat, and now they're getting a beautiful fall. That's no clouds. They're like, this is beautiful. Hurricane season's over. Pumpkin spice is at Starbucks. But boom, look what happens tomorrow. And why does Florida in the flooding potential tomorrow? Because that lingering front. Somebody yesterday at Walmart met a fan. If you know who you are, hello again. But we were talking about this weird weather pattern. We got juicy air coming in from the Gulf. This is tomorrow. This is Tuesday. Look at that. Heavy rains from Texas all the way to Mississippi and lower Alabama. And look at that. This is on Wednesday. Heavy rain. And we don't have any red yet, but this is just the general area. You know, obviously the bubble here. And then we go to day 5, and that tropical system moves inland, and we could have some rain Thursday there. So confidence is increasing a little bit. Individual rainfall totals, you can see cool map here. Go to this right here, windy.com, and we can click rain accumulation, and we can just fast forward it here, and here's basically what we see. So the good news is backed off some, which is good. We had double digits yesterday, but here's your heavy rain. 5 inches, Galveston 6 inches, Cameron 5 inches. So this is on the Euro, by the way. Excuse me. I think I said GFS. It's a Euro. Euro's not showing a developed system. This is where it's tricky. Euro's not showing much. This is one model. You go to the GFS, and we got all the rain off to the east of center, and there's 11. We're getting close to New Orleans here. There's 11. Getting close, I said. Not there yet, but here's 5. New Orleans with 4. But so yeah, double digits are definitely possible for somebody depending on where these things set up at. So it all depends on the track, obviously. And there you go. I mean, that's kind of it. The Icon's terrible with inland. Oh, it's doing a little better today. But there's here's the Icon, 14 inches, 11 inches, 10 inches in Lake Charles. So you're kind of getting the idea here what's cooking. NAM doesn't go out that far. It only goes out. I don't think it goes out far at all, actually. All right, let's look at the UK and take a look at that model and the KMA, which obviously, if you follow, we know once those two went all in, Sarah's texted me. What does she want? She just sent me an image. Oh, a heart. Oh. She just sent me that. I don't know why, but there you go. That's from Sarah. Little Sarah, hey. They're teaching her how to text a little better in school, so. All right, UK. Let's take a look at the UK. It's showing a landfall, middle Louisiana, and obviously the east side would be the heavy side. Not showing anything too strong. Latest pressure 996, so could be borderline hurricane on the UK, but the track is what we're really all about right now. And then the KMA is, well, it might 6 hours might go out that far. KMA is still very aggressive, 965. That's what you got to worry about. But look at the location. Very, 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 very consistent. But that's strong too. It's been showing a really strong system, 973, 962. That's probably the most aggressive of all models right now. But the reason I show it is it's been right a lot over the years. The GFS showing 971 on approach, a little bit of weakening, but that's definitely Cat 2 range. That's it. So we'll do that again. So everything's, so if we're looking at Landfall, there's 3 models basically, boom, right there, smack dab middle Louisiana. Euro, even though it's weak, is showing a little bit more off to the west. Stronger goes a little more to the east. So, Euro's been terrible this year. It was wrong with Barrow, wrong with Debbie, and it's the outlier with this one. But hey, could be, could be right. Could be a weak system, a little bit off to the west. The Icon here, 989, a little bit. So, Louisiana is definitely very consistent, right? That's pretty much it. Canadian, like I said, it's being stubborn. It's the outlier off to the east or west. God, I always screw up east and west. Why is it so hard to remember east and west? I don't know. Let's look at some ensembles. And by the way, we talked about Invest 92. Other than the islands right now, I would only raise concern with Invest 92. It appears that it's going to turn. All right, 15-day ensembles are here. Most of them are showing it north of the islands, okay? So anybody that's stressing out over Invest 92, don't right now. Just be aware. Most are showing it curving. Gulf of Mexico, look at active cyclones, and you can see, there's a few showing strong, 975. This is 1 euro, 991. Stronger seems like it would be going more to the east a little bit. But that's it. So, hey, that's it. We're 4 days away. It's impossible to know exact. But what we do see are a couple of things. We see a lot of consistency now. We know it's going to be a lot of rain. We know the general steering mechanism. We know kind of what it's going to do. We just don't know how strong and hurricane or not. You know, the quicker. So the thing is, the quicker it develops now, the more trouble it's going to be down the road. Honestly, that's the only thing that I would be concerned about. Everybody always points out, you know, I called Michael. Well, really, the models supported my messaging with Michael. So it's kind of foolish to say this could be a major hurricane without any model support. So, but I'm cautious because of Hurricane Otis last year. Things I'm cautious about is it has 3 days. Okay. That's a lot of time. There is a lot of wind shear down there. Doesn't have the most ideal upper level winds right now. So that is the one thing that would prevent this from, you know, really intensifying in the short term. So you just kind of watch it. You know, you watch it. You watch pressures. You watch lightning. Lightning is always a big indicator of systems. The pressure drops. Bay News 9 here has a really good Gulf pressures map on their tropical website here. And, you know, 1,005, it's dropping. Yesterday it was 6, so it's 5. So the pressures are dropping. You know, you watch for pressure drops. So, you know, normally when we've seen lows in the past, they'd be around 1,012. Now it's 1,005. So pressures are dropping. Hurricane hunters are heading in. I mean, it might be a storm by this 5 o'clock. Could be. I have a whole plethora of tropical models, by the way. So the website, mikesweatherpage.com, has been around for 20 years. Big thanks to Levi. We support Levi a lot. He lets me share his models. So we do that. Pretty much partner with him in a sense, and Matt from Weather Nerds for their Ensemble. So hey Matt, if you're watching. But all this stuff's on here. There are some other sites that are really interesting. This Ensemble means link here is a blend. If you want a lot of spaghetti, here you go. In fact, I'm going to share that one. I forgot all about this one. This one should have all the Euros. Let's see if I can change the color. So orange is Euro. GFS will make pink. Let's make the UK blue. And we'll make the Canadian green. Alright, so this one is a cool map. It puts all the ensembles that are available right now together. And the black is the average of all of them. And what does it say? It says Middle Louisiana. So it's a good tool to look at all the ensembles. Another really awesome website is Berge Guide. So I changed it up a little bit. Berge Guidance and Tang Guidance. Okay, this is Tomer Berge. He follows me on X. So hello, sir. He's got some amazing graphics here. You got ensemble blends. You could fast forward in time. You can see the spreads. You can get an, I mean, come on. You can spend all day Sunday just playing with models. He's got confidence models, where it's going. Ensemble mean track. I mean, it is so cool, man. This is better than Christmas. And then there's other stuff. You know, we got different way to look at things with water temperature, sea surface temperature, all kinds of stuff. Okay, another site is this Tang Guidance. Remember Tang? Was Tang a drink? Was that orange drink? It was! Tang. How did they ever come up with the name Tang? All right, well, this was pretty cool, too, because you get trends and stuff. So we can look at the latest GFS trends. And what does this say? Well, the GFS has been pretty much everywhere, and now it's smack dab in the middle. These are the last 4 runs of the GFS. The last UK trends hasn't had any yet. Euro trends have pretty much been their weak system. H-Wharf usually is pretty good on track. It's showing middle Louisiana. H-Mon has been showing kind of back to middle Louisiana. H-Hass, middle Louisiana. Hass-A, Louisiana. So that kind of tells you that. Intensity charts here. You have ensemble plots here. You got a lot of stuff to play with here too. So, and then I like this one. This one's your error. And we haven't had enough model runs yet. It has to run, I think, 24 hours before we get these. So that's another good site. Storm Products is a good site. This one here, you can look at your system here as an eye. You can look at it with sea surface temperature. It's about ready to get into that really hot water. You can look at the precipitable water. This is the amount of moisture in the atmosphere. We can look at the ocean heat content. It hasn't even reached the hot stuff yet. It's kind of on those shallow Yucatan shelf right now, so it doesn't even really have any hot water to deal with, but it will soon. Water vapor map, a lot of moisture, visible. There's your satellites. That's another cool site. You can really zoom in 2 kms closer. There, and then we got, I don't have the microwave. I got to add the microwave. Here's wind analysis. Let's see if it's loaded anything yet. There it is. There's a current wind analysis map, just kind of showing you estimated winds, where the strong winds are, the circulation. Of course, we have all satellite pages. We can track it on Zoom. This is a cool link here. This is really awesome. This fellow follows me too. But look, wow, right? Really cool. You can look at the winds. You can look at that. You can look at radar. We can look at precip. We can look at timestamps. We can look at where it was, where it's going, what it's expected. We don't have a track yet, so we don't really have any National Hurricane Center forecast points, but we will soon, today probably. And it's really cut and dry. There's really, I mean, really, we're probably going to have watches listed later today here. I would guess watches because of the time, 48 hours out. The cone obviously will be like this. That'll be the cone. No big surprises. So the only surprise left to come is how strong it's going to get. And that's something we have to patiently sit on the edge of our seats. Look at all this moisture heading into Florida. Big Bend, Steinhatchee, Perry. Look at that. Big storms off the coast here. This is that lingering front, so we're going to have some nasty weather brewing today across the state. Flooding again, potential. That's that. Well, I want to talk about. Well, thanks for tuning in, Bobby. Hey, if you want to support our page, we have a great little area here. You can be part of our MWP chat right here. You have to subscribe. It's not Facebook, X. It's not TikTok. It's our own thing. You subscribe right here off of our site. Cat 1, Cat 5, little as $5 a month. That's going to go away to yearly after this season. So we have too many headaches with the monthlies, unfortunately. They threatened me for $4.99, and I'm like, here, I'm going to mail you back $10 and quit bugging me. But a lot of places get support, and we actually have a lot of perks. And I bought my own social network this year. Shelly knows it was not cheap. We have our own social network, and we got over 100 people watching right now. Hello, Brew Crew. MWPchat.com. So if you don't want to be on social, we have our own social channel that looks social, but it's not. It's all weather. And I can play music over there and broadcast naked if I wanted to, and I won't get canceled. So, or you just not. You still get weather. So anyway, that's it. We'll be live tomorrow, 9:19 Eastern, Monday and Tuesday. If I decide to storm chase, I'll leave Tuesday after our live. So that'll be pretty much where we know it's going anyways by Tuesday. So we got a couple of days of watching this thing. And then I'll always report from the road. That's something new I've done. I actually report more. I need a Louis coffee mug, Victoria. Yeah. I have 2 of them, but they're being washed. One is ours. One is Julie's mom, who's passed. My mom has one. I told my mom, I said, Mom, when you pass, I'm taking your cup, and I'm going to have both Mom's Louis cups, my Louis cup, and we'll have a little bit of family tradition drinking Louis cups. I'll have 3. I won't have to resort to the Princess cup because I'll have a 3rd one now. But Mom's still around, so she keeps the coffee cup for the time being. That's the only thing I want. Yeah, Louis coffee mugs are on my shop, by the way. You can get them up here. See the big old thing, Shop MWP Gear? Click on that. And there should be a Louis coffee mug up here somewhere. Or, oh, there it is right there. There's a Louis coffee mug. That's what I'll be wearing right here. Somebody called me that once. We had a shirt made up. My belly's going away, though. It's not big anymore. Do I look skinnier? A little bit? So, all right. So we'll hope to see y'all tomorrow. I'll be posting throughout the day. We'll keep an eye on this. The hurricane hunters are flying out there. So we might have watches and warnings posted by 5 o'clock, I bet. Everybody's phones will be going off, and everybody will tune in tomorrow. We'll see what's cooking. All right. So have a great day, and enjoy Sunday. Bobby, we're going to be talking in MWP chat. I know you got an invitation over there, Bobby. So come on over. That's right. We have our own official coffee, by the way. I don't ever push it. I need to start pumping it for Chad, but Chad's one of our longtime followers, and he's got a ministry, and all the proceeds go to disaster relief in the Central America region. So you buy a bag of MWP coffee, all the money goes to that. So, and it's great coffee. You probably see me, he sends it to me all the time. So, Shelly put the link, MTN2C Coffee, mountain to sea coffee.com. So, all right, see you tomorrow.